Good morning, Mr. Flores.
Good morning, sir.
How are you?
Good today.
Good. The reason that you are still in custody is that we gave you a PR bond and you take off. You don't come back to court. This has not happened but once. It has happened already multiple times. So that's why
The judge has lost patience with the excuses. After giving Mr. Flores multiple chances through PR bonds, he took advantage of them and disappeared. Now the question is, would you really trust him with another shot at freedom?
can't just continue to give you PR bonds. When you do, you just take off. The only thing I need you to understand is that, when you plead guilty to something, it sticks with you forever. You cannot try to plead guilty to something, get out and try to change it or do this or do that. This is when you do this, when you accept a plea bargain, it stays.
Judge, Your Honor, I'm truly sorry for what I've done, like my whole life. I just asked for another PR bond. I'll make it to court. I actually call my mom, see if I could stay with her until she drops me off at court, and whatever they say from there, if I'm guilty or not guilty, I'll plead guilty. Or if I'm innocent, I'll
Where are you
plead
living
innocent.
now?
My mom stays in Tomball now.
No. Are you living on the street or are you living?
I'm homeless, but I've actually talked to my mom, and me and her are actually going into a good relationship now,
Did you just get picked up?
like mother and son. Yeah. Um, like they caught me at the airport, and
Look, I don't want you to talk about the case. The thing is that I don't want to continue to give you someone a PR bond if you're just going to go to the streets. The streets are not a safe
I
place.
won't go back to the street. The streets
I know.
aren't for me anymore, man. Like I don't want to be in the street. I don't want to be homeless anymore. And I've talked to my mom. She's doing real good, and she actually wants me to be around, pay the bills, and own a house of my own.
Let's do this. Why
After
don't we
her,
do a TRAS to see how we go forward? Because I don't know, and we can have the clinicians evaluate them to see how we go forward.
First,
If you want to do an independent one, I'm happy to give you money for you to do it. Or like I would suggest is just do a TRAS to see where do we go? Because I don't know, but having clinicians talk to him might be the best way to go to see how we go forward. Because the problem is, Harold, is if we just throw him out to the streets, we're throwing him out to the wolves. If he doesn't have a place to go to, or just, you know. Whereas if we have him TRAS, we can try to get down to what the true issue is and why it keeps happening, and then we'll figure out a plan, you know? So you just let me know whatever you want to do. I'm happy to do it.
So just when we do the TRAS, we just set that up with the CLO or?
Yeah, so we'll have Shatori set it up and we'll do it. We can expedite it so it gets done within the next couple of days, so he's not just lingering.
Judge, has his competency results due then?
Yeah, competent. Yeah,
Burr?
so we can get it done. And then that'll really tell us, perhaps he needs to be in mental health court. I don't know. But that's what we can get the TRAS for.
So what do you think, Judge, 2 weeks or?
No, not even a week. A week.
He rear-ended a car, fled the scene, then blurted out a confession during a window-tint warrant stop. That's not a strategy. It's pure panic. Now he's back in court, hoping for mercy. But the question is, will he actually get it?
Okay,
Thanks.
all right, Mr. Flores. Good morning, Mr. Lundy. Sir, you're charged with failure to stop and give information, which is leaving the scene of an accident without exchanging information. You're facing up to 6 months in jail and or a $2,000 fine. We're going to do probable cause. You have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can or will be used against you. You have the right to have an attorney present. If you cannot afford one will be appointed to you, sir.
On March 12th, 2025, at approximately 4:45 p.m., an officer was dispatched to an FSGI call. Upon arrival, the officer spoke to the complainant, who stated he was traveling north on FM when a vehicle crashed into his vehicle. The driver then fled the scene without exchanging information. Complaining witness to the passenger stated that they were rear-ended, causing the defendant's vehicle to crash into a ditch. Defendant then approached them to check on their welfare, and once he saw they were unharmed, the defendant fled the scene on foot. The officer observed significant rear end damage to the complainant's vehicle. The complainant provided a description of the defendant, and the officer ran the license plate and found the registered owners were Michael Lundy and Dylan Lundy. On March 13th, 2025, the officer received a call from Dylan Lundy, who wished to provide a voluntary statement regarding the incident. The defendant admitted to crashing into the complainant's vehicle and to fleeing on foot because he believed he had an open warrant for failure to appear for a window tint violation. The complainant positively identified the defendant by photograph. The estimated cost to repair was over $200 as the complainant believed their vehicle was totaled.
Okay. Can you run his license, please? And does he
Yes.
have any open cases anywhere? You can run an NCIC.
His driver's license is eligible, and I normally don't take note of Class C violations, but I do.
No, I don't care about Class C.
Right.
Didn't,
Um,
no, I don't care.
He does not have any open
Nope.
cases
Okay.
at the moment.
Got it. All right, Mr. Lundy, I'm going to find there's sufficient probable cause to go forward with the case. The only condition I'm placing on you now is you are not allowed to drive unless you have a valid Texas driver license and liability insurance in your name. If you do not have car insurance, you may not drive. You understand?
Yes, sir.
Okay, I will waive your appearance because you have a lawyer. Just stay in contact with Will. He'll tell you if and when you have to come back to court. I'll have you sign a receipt, Victoria. We'll have you take a seat while we get your conditions. You'll sign it and then you'll be free to go.
Thank you, Judge.
Don't pick up any new cases.
Yes, sir.
Is that pre-trial bond condition?
State's conditions.
Okay.
Okay,
Next is
so-
on page 12. Howard, come on up.
Can you file those, please?
Yeah.
Good morning, Mr. Phillips.
Good morning, Your Honor.
Sir, you're charged with reckless driving. You're facing up to 30 days in jail and or a $500 fine. We're going to do probable cause. You have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can or will be used against you, sir.
On March 12th, 2025, at approximately 9:25 a.m., an officer was conducting a stationary traffic enforcement on a public roadway of the 7,000th block of IH 610 southbound in Harris County, Texas. The officer observed a red Ford pickup truck traveling at a high rate of speed with heavy traffic and the posted limit was 60 miles per hour. The officer witnessed the pickup truck bypassing other motor vehicles, weaving in and out of traffic at high speeds and coming dangerously close to other motor vehicles, with other drivers having to brake to avoid collisions as the Ford cut in front of them recklessly. The officer witnessed the pickup make multiple unsafe lane changes. A traffic stop was initiated. The officer reached speeds up to 110 miles per hour to catch up with the truck, but the pickup continued to distance itself from the patrol vehicle. The officer made contact with the defendant, driver, and sole occupant. The defendant admitted, "I know I
The judge came down hard on a reckless driver caught speeding at 110 miles per hour, making it clear that this wasn't just about punishment, but about protecting the public. He warned that if it happens again, the driver could be facing jail time and a staggering $500,000 bond.
was driving like an idiot. I just got off work." The defendant acknowledged he was aware that he could have caused an accident and hurt someone.
Mr. Phillips, I'm going to find that there's sufficient probable cause to go forward with the case. If I find that you drive like this again, it's really not going to go well for you. Do you understand?
Yes, sir.
I will protect my street at all costs. If that means putting you in jail with a $500,000 bond, I'm going to do it in a second. Do you understand?
Yes, sir.
Anymore, I will also take your privilege to drive away from you as well. Can you look to see if he has a license?
Yes, his driver's license is eligible, Your Honor.
You are not allowed to drive unless you have valid liability insurance in your name, and that is also now a condition of your bond. No reckless driving, maniacally driving, donuts, street takeovers, anything of this nature. Do you understand?
Yes, Your Honor.
You will sign conditions to this, and after that, you'll be free to go. You have a lawyer. I will waive your appearance. Just keep my street safe, man. Every day we have people dying. It's not fair. Do you understand?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay, come on.
Thank you, Judge.
Right this way.
You are Mr. Al-Bardon? Sir, you're charged with terroristic threat of a family or a household member. You're facing up to a year in jail and or a $4,000 fine. We're going to do probable cause. You have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can and will be used against you. You have the right to have an attorney present. If you cannot afford one will be appointed to you, sir.
Thomas
On March 12th, 2025, an officer responded to a weapons disturbance call at a residence in Katy, Harris County, Texas. Upon arrival, the officer met with the witness, who stated the defendant, her brother, and the complainant, her sister, were inside the residence and were involved in a verbal disturbance. The witness believed the defendant walked upstairs to retrieve a firearm during the altercation, which caused her to walk out of the residence and call 911. The witness the complainant and the defendant were eating at the dinner table, and the defendant told the complainant that he will shoot the complainant and the complainant will need to leave the residence. The complainant stated that she lives at the residence with the defendant. The complainant stated the defendant got into a verbal altercation with their father, and the defendant stated that he was the man of the house. The defendant attempted to slap the complainant in her face, and the complainant moved her head back, causing her hijab to fall off her head. The defendant told the complainant he would grab a gun, hold her down, and shoot her. The defendant would see that the complainant would not be in the residence. The complainant stated she felt in fear when the defendant threatened to shoot her.
Mr. Alvarado, I'm going to find that there's sufficient probable cause to go forward with the case. A protective order has been issued in this case that identifies Ms. Luna as a protected individual. Get to know this protective order, because if you do something to violate it, the state can and will file a violation of a protective order against you. And it's one of the worst cases that you can pick up. Do you understand? One of the things is this comes with a residential restriction that you're not allowed within 200 feet of the Park Fair courthouse. Do you understand? If you go back to this place, it's not going to go well for you. Do you understand? How old are you, sir? How much? 33. Do you work? Do you have the ability to hire a lawyer? So what I'll do is I'll have you fill out an application for me. I need to know whether you can qualify for a court-appointed lawyer. Any allegation of alcohol or Mackenzie? Any alcohol or any dope or anything like
No
that?
allegations of alcohol.
Okay. So for now, what I'm going to do is I'm also ordering you not to have any contact with this person and not to be in possession of weapons. Do you understand? I'll provide you a lawyer today and we can talk about how we go forward, but just be careful. I don't want to have to put you in jail. Do you understand? Okay. Do you mind giving me an application? Deputy Miranda's going to give you an application. I'll have you sign a reset with Victoria, and then we'll have you take a seat in the jury box. Good morning, Miss Burse.
Sorry, I lost my voice.
Burse, that's what's right, right?
Yes.
Okay, ma'am, you're charged with criminal mischief. You're facing up to 6 months in jail and or a $2,000 fine. We're going to do probable cause. You have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can and will be used against you. You have the right to have an attorney present if you cannot afford one. Just hang tight and we'll, okay?
On March 13th, 2025, an officer responded to a criminal mischief call at a residence in Harris County, Texas. The officer made contact with the complainant and the witness, who directed the officer to the scene. The complainant stated the defendant came to the location, broke his motor vehicle window, and recorded the incident on his phone for the officers to see. The complainant stated the defendant left the location in a black Kia that had the location on. The complainant stated the defendant was on Rust Creek Drive at an apartment. He could point to her apartment. The cost of the damage to the motor vehicle was approximately $500. The officer reviewed the video and observed the defendant striking the front passenger window, causing the window to shatter, then leaving the location. The officer observed a brick inside the motor vehicle with glass shards inside the front passenger seat, floorboard, and outside the motor vehicle. The complainant was positively identified by her Texas ID prior to driving to her location per GPS. The officers followed behind, and the complainant pointed at the apartment as the defendant was standing right outside of it. The officer made contact with the defendant, who was wearing the same outfit in the video, and the defendant admitted to breaking the complainant's window.
Got it. Do you have the rip done? I'm assuming this complainant doesn't want to have contact with her?
We do not have, we have.
Not yet? Okay. Ms. Burse, I'm going to find that there's sufficient probable cause to go forward with the case. I'm ordering you now as a condition of your bond not to have any contact with this person. Do you understand?
Yes, Your Honor.
I don't care what's going on in your life. Don't have any contact with this person. I'm also ordering you not to be in possession of your weapons as well.
Okay.
If I find that you're a danger to my community, it's not going to go well for you. Do you understand?
Yes, sir.
Do you have the ability to hire a lawyer? Are you sure?
Yes.
Do you want to apply for a court-appointed lawyer?
If I really don't need one, then no.
You need a lawyer.
Okay, then
You're facing 6 months in jail,
Then yes.
$2,000 fine, plus it could go on your record, and it's disastrous when it goes on your record.
Yes.
It's a good idea. Do you mind giving an application? So I'm going to have you fill out the application. I'll have you take a seat in the jury box. So we'll get your bond conditions. Do not leave until you sign them. And then
Okay.
I'll have you talk to a lawyer here momentarily. All right. Good morning, Mr. Miller. Sir, you're charged with harassing communication. You're facing up to 6 months in jail and or a $2,000 fine. We're going to do probable cause. You have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can or will be used against you. You have the right to have an attorney present. If you cannot afford one, one will be appointed to you, sir.
The complainant informed the officer that on November 9th, 2022, in Harris County, Texas, the defendant was sending the complainant harassing text messages to the complainant. The complainant and the defendant had been in an on and off relationship and had recently ended it. The defendant would call and text apologies that he would love her. The complainant stated eventually that the defendant started conveying messages that were angry in context. The complainant blocked him in response, and then she began receiving calls and texts from unknown numbers. The complainant even asked the defendant's mother to tell him to stop calling her. The complainant stated that the night that she received calls and that night she received calls and texts from the defendant with him threatening to call Child Protective Services. The complainant and the defendant were using an app and calling and text. The defendant was using an app and calling and texting from different phone numbers, and he sent multiple phone numbers and different text messages that are outlined in the officer's report.
Gary Phillips.
Are we
Bill
talking
Buckley.
like tons of text and stuff? How many are we
Yes,
talking?
Tons of texts from different phone numbers after the complainant had repeatedly told him to stop.
Okay, I see. And I'm looking at dozens and dozens. Okay. All right, Mr. Miller, I'm going to find there's sufficient probable cause to go forward with the case. I'm ordering you as a condition of your bond not to have any contact with this person. I don't care what medium it is. I don't care if it's a smoke signal. I don't care if it's with Snapchat, WhatsApp, social media. If I find that you do, I will revoke your bond, put you in jail. Do you understand? No means no. Just, you don't have children with this person. Move on. 10,000 other fish in the sea. It's not worth it sitting in a 6x9 because of one person, right?
So,
All right. I'm also ordering you as a condition of your bond not to be in possession of any weapons as well. Do you have the ability to hire a lawyer?
Yes.
Okay, so what we'll do is we'll give you time to hire a lawyer. I'll have you sign a reset Victoria. We'll have you take a seat in the jury box. We'll get your bond conditions. We'll have you sign it and then you'll be free to go. All right, please. Good morning, Mr. Lanyon. Sir, you're charged with illegal dumping. You're facing up to 6 months in jail and or a $2,000 fine. We're going to do probable cause. You have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can and will be used against you. You have the right to have an attorney present. If you cannot afford one, one will be appointed to you, sir.
On January 23rd, 2025, a witness stated that he saw the defendant dump a sofa on the 22800 block of Fair Lake Lane on Tuesday, January 21st. The witness stated that he was cooking and looked out of his kitchen and saw a truck and the defendant come out to dump it. And the witness took a photo of the defendant's license plate and of the defendant. The witness told the defendant that you can't dump trash there, and the defendant looked up at the sofa he already dumped and left. The witness stated he was concerned the defendant was going to dump the sofa at a nearby location. So the witness drove to the main roadway near his house and observed the sofa had been dumped at an abandoned car wash located at 11440 FM 1960 in Huffman, Texas, which is not an approved dump site by the Texas Commission on Environmental Quality. The witness is positive that the sofa is the same brown sofa that the defendant dumped near his house previously.
But he didn't see it.
No, Your Honor, but he did it was the same sofa, and he did follow, and then at that point, the sofa was still on the side of the road.
Yeah. The witness stated he was cooking, looked out his kitchen.
I know that he sees it. So he doesn't dump it that first time. He goes to a location, he's about to dump it, but he doesn't, he takes off.
Sir,
Right.
I would just request, this is not with us, this is with environmental. I would just request we hold off on PC readings until the prosecutor hears it's done based on.
Okay, I mean, I'm willing to hold it, but you know,
I get it. I just want to make sure the prosecutor.
Mr. Runyon, just take a seat for me in the jury box, please.
Morning, Judge. I have a gentleman by the name of Kayuba Thomas who is with us today. He has a warrant. It's kind of questionable, but nonetheless, he does. And he wanted to turn himself in.
Okay.
I wanted to see if depending on probable cause, if you did set a bond, whether you might consider a PR bond because his medical condition.
Don't worry about it.
Gotcha. Would you like him brought up,
Just-
Judge?
Please.
Okay. Mr. Thomas?
Good morning, sir. Sir, you were charged with terroristic threat. You're facing up to 6 months in jail and or a $2,000 fine. We are going to do probable cause. You have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can or will be used against you. You have the right to have an attorney present. If you cannot afford one, one will be appointed to you, sir. Okay?
On February 6, 2025, the officers interviewed the complainant, who stated that on January 18th, 2025, the defendant came into the 5-minute oil change located at 747 Gary Ashford Road in Harris County, Texas, to have maintenance performed on his vehicle. The defendant let the complainant perform a cabin check on his vehicle, so the complainant got inside the vehicle. The complainant and defendant then exchanged a verbal exchange because the defendant was upset that the complainant was inside the vehicle. The complainant's manager interviewed and attempted to de-escalate the situation, and the defendant told the complainant's manager, "I'm going to come back here. You better correct him before I come back here. I'm going to come back here and I'm going to finish him off with a gun. I will fucking come shoot you all. I will do a drive-by." The complainant confronted the defendant and told him that he was not welcome back. The next day, the defendant was captured on surveillance footage at the location speaking with the complainant's coworker, who informed the defendant that the complainant was not at the location. The defendant went into his armrest and the witness stated that the defendant went into his armrest and he pulled out his gun while uttering the words, "Because of what happened yesterday, I should have shot his ass," referring to the complainant. The defendant stated, "I'm going to come every day until I see him."
And Judge, that's simply not true. In fact, I have his.
Remember, this is a probable cause.
I understand.
To start getting into more stuff, I mean, my only concern is, was there a terroristic threat, right?
Exactly,
And
exactly.
I don't know, it looks like there were potential multiple threats. So which one is in the charging instrument? Is
I think the one alleged to have occurred on is,
on the actual day in question when everything,
I can look and
Yeah.
double check.
because what I have, Judge, is just a receipt from when he paid. And because of the way he was treated, they gave him a $20 discount. It shows on the receipt as well. So, he had told them, "Don't upsell me, don't upsell me." He comes around the corner and the guy's in his car. So that's why they gave him the discount on the receipt.
but I mean,
Even so,
Did-
Your Honor, a discount was a discount when it happened.
No, I understand.
And just to clarify, it is the first threat on
first
January
threat.
18th.
Yeah, I mean, it's,
It is what it is. I understand.
so Mr. Thomas, I'm going to find that there's sufficient probable cause to go forward with the case. The only thing I'm going to ask you to do is don't have contact with the complaining witness, don't be in possession of weapons, and don't go back to the 5-minute
5-minute oil change.
Yes,
the
sir.
5-minute oil change. That's all I'm asking you to do, really. Just don't have weapons and don't go back, okay? That's it. As long as you can.
Also ask for no contact with the complainant.
Of course.
Already. Anything further, Judge?
We have to do bond.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Um, Might bring me out of PSR. Sorry.
It's already set at $100.
Oh, it is? Okay, so I don't need to. All right.
Yes, sorry.
So, Mr. Thomas, I'm going to grant you a PR bond today. You have a bond set at $100. I'm going to grant you a PR bond. All I'm asking you to do is just don't pick up any new cases. Just be nice. It's not hard. You've got a great lawyer here. Listen to him. He'll take care of you. I'll waive your appearance because you have a lawyer. You don't even have to come back. Just stay out of trouble and that's it.
Okay, thank you very much, Judge.
So I don't let him, I need you to sign a bunch of paperwork. We have bond conditions that we're going to create. I need you to sign them. Do not leave until you sign our bond conditions. You'll have to meet with Felicia for your PR bond. And after that, you'll be free to go. Okay? All right.
All right, thank you very much, Judge.
And then, Judge Powell, do you
Yes, sir.
attorney of record, please?
Yes, sir,
We
certainly.
have them over there in the tower.
Okay, thank you.